Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another scintillating edition of the Giant Bomb Football League. I am your host, Alex Navarro, and joining me on color commentary, as always, the one and only Ben Pack. How are you doing, Ben?
I'm doing great, Alex. Thank you for having me. Great day for football.
Indeed it is. Once again, we have a matchup between two true heavyweights of the NFL Blitz League. That is one Jeff Gerstmann and Dan Reichert. Now, this matchup has a little bit of history behind it, and it's a little bit lopsided, isn't it, Ben?
Yes, that's what I've heard. I've heard that Jeff Gerstmann has actually won a clean sweep of every game.
Yes, though Dan Reichert out in the media has been saying otherwise, the fact is that this is a deeply one-sided affair that may just be a full-on bloodbath. But let's find out what the competitors are feeling about this matchup right now, starting with the underdog, Mr. Dan Reichert. Dan, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I want to just issue a quick correction to what you guys were saying there. I do think that he did probably beat me the other times we played. We played at a pinball place, and I think he beat me both times, but I remember it being super duper close, like nail-biting stuff. But, you know, I'll give him credit. But I think I can take him down here, but I do think he beat me a couple times. It was very close.
Very close indeed. Now throwing it over to Ben Pack with the other challenger, the favorite in the matchup, Mr. Jeff Gerstmann.
Now, Jeff, you're a clear favorite going into this. Do you think there's any chance that your kind of assumed success is going to get to your head?
Definitely, yeah. I think there's a real possibility of that. I'm just going to try my hardest. I mean, ultimately, you know, 16 years of practice have been leading up to this moment, so just hope that the training pays off, and, you know, just see how it goes.
Exciting stuff.
Okay, all right. You're the veteran. I'll let you steer this. I'll just go ahead.
Now, Ben, a big part of this is going to be the teams and the matchups chosen. Let's see who they're going to pick.
That's right, Alex. I have some insider information that both these players have a strategy picked out, and you know, it's really going to come down to who wants it more.
It is all about game plan and execution in the realm of NFL Blitz. It looks as though Jeff has chosen Detroit, an old favorite of Blitz fans everywhere. Dan Reichert has chosen the Denver Broncos.
That's right, and a Bronco is a type of horse.
That's true.
And I feel like in a fight, a lion would beat a horse.
I'm from Kansas City, so it's probably not good that I picked the Broncos, but they had more green bars than
For the record, we've turned on a tournament mode that disables cheats.
No cheats have been allowed in this football game.
Just pretend the commentators aren't standing behind you and focus on the match.
Good start, good start. I normally blitz all the time, but I'm not going to this time.
Little insider information from Dan Reichert, he will only be blitzing when necessary.
You know, Alex, the game is called NFL Blitz. It seems like Dan's strategy would be sound. Is that the case?
I have no idea.
Yes!
We have an incomplete pass. Previously, there was a 9-yard gain.
Now, what's important here for our competitors is to not let anything get into their heads. You know, they're going to need to play a solid mental game as much as the physical game.
Indeed.
The buttons.
NFL Blitz especially is a game of strategy and definitely not ridiculous ultra-violence.
How did I do an audible thing? Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Damn it!
He's at the 40. He's at the 30.
Yes!
Oh, we have a fumble
Yes!
and a turnover.
I
Dan
can't
Reichert
believe it.
has taken possession.
High pressure situation, and you see the challenger here coming through clutch.
Oftentimes, the one who wins a football game is the one that doesn't turn over the football the most.
Correct. That's correct, Alex.
That was a huge gain on first down. He is nearly in the red zone, and he is in the end zone for an opening touchdown. Dan Reichert's confidence level must be at an all-time high.
Extra point is good, and as we see now, it is a 7-0 lead for Reichert.
A 26-yard return to start. Well, you have to wonder, Ben, has that turnover gotten inside Jeff Gerstmann's head?
That's right, Alex. You know, it's the mark of a veteran to be able to come back from a deficit like this, and we're seeing it here. We have 2 completions in a row from Gerstmann.
Indeed, and that was a huge one, taking him into Dan Reichert's territory. The defense fails to execute, and we have another touchdown.
Okay.
Football's a game of inches, Alex.
It is.
Jeff just got a lot of
Or in
inches.
this case, huge chunks of yards at once.
Have you played since?
Well, Alex,
Pinball?
inches,
No,
yards
I
are
don't think
made
I've-
of
no.
inches.
I haven't touched it
So-
since
And
then.
inches are made of centimeters?
I fixed this
Yeah,
machine
I
by
think
taking the
that's
back
right.
off of it because it was overheating.
Are we ready? Oh, okay. Our coins are all in, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're all.
We are now in the second quarter of play.
It's ironic because they would have to put in quarters to get to the second quarter.
That's right, Ben. I believe that is, in fact, ironic.
No! Okay, all right. What do they call that in football? It was downed? It was not complete?
It was an
Well,
incomplete pass.
Incomplete.
That's
Down
what
is
it's
not
called, Dan.
complete.
You really should have read up on that before. All right.
That worked out.
We're seeing some good progress here.
Yeah.
Both players, I feel like, tightened up the defense.
Execution is the name of the game.
I think that was pass interference.
Actually, the name of the game is NFL Blitz 2000.
Shit!
See, I think Dan's key to success here is not letting Jeff play the game he wants to play. Dan needs to
Indeed.
disrupt him and get him playing on his terms.
So far, Jeff's staunch defense,
Shit!
Oh, nice back air.
and that drive is over. Jeff Gershman back on offense.
Shit! Shit!
A key thing that I've noticed in Gershman's play, he seems to be running the same play quite often.
That's right. There's something to be said to going back to your basics, but you know, we have to see if Dan can adjust his defense.
RKO!
That's a wrestling move.
It stands for real knockout.
Shit.
That's the first loss I've seen, but I haven't seen every play.
Are you not watching the game? You should be watching the game.
I looked at my phone a little bit, but you know, you can't be expected to pay attention to a whole football game. They're very long, kind of boring.
It's never happened if Chris Collinsworth was in the booth with me.
Whoa, 11 seconds left. Okay, shit.
Only 11 seconds left to play in the second quarter before the half.
11
Oh, no!
seconds. What is this? Me going at Thanksgiving dinner?
I've been to Thanksgiving dinner with you. It was a nightmare.
I eat a lot.
2 seconds to play. This will be the last play of the half.
Shit!
And that is an incomplete pass. All right, halftime.
I told you it was close every time we played.
That's
I
right.
thought I was lying.
Please enjoy this brief Toby Keith concert at halftime.
Sponsored by drones.
Ah.
Reichert with a strong return out of the gate. You can see the frustration starting to wear on Reichert.
That's right. You know, this is as much as an endurance game as it is a play-by-play game. You know, you don't want to use all of your resources as soon as you can. You're going to want to. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
All of that is probably true.
That's right. Neither of us are very good at this video game.
Oh, and with a little bit of taunting, Jeff Gershman finds his way into the end zone in a single play. Will this psych out Dan Reichert?
It must be the shoes.
Nope, that's not good.
Almost a interception or a fumble there. I'm not sure which one would have happened.
And we have our first down, our first down from Dan Reichert of this half.
Oh. You hate to see that kind of thing happen.
Do you even know what kind of thing that was?
I believe it was an incomplete pass.
Shit!
Oh, and an
Wrong way,
interception
wrong way. Get up.
from the Denver Lions. They're the Lions.
There you go.
They're both blue and white.
Yeah,
that's confusing.
Yeah, that's it. Oh,
Is that a first?
It's the end of the quarter.
key and important thing that I'm noticing is that Irvin for the Detroit Lions has really just been kind of running roughshod over Dan Reichert's defense. Maybe he should work on defending him.
That's right, Navarro. You see, Irvin, actually, you might not know this, actually played in his high school's track team, so it makes sense that he would be a brilliant runner.
Do you even know his first name?
I believe it's Irving.
No!
Well, we'll get someone right on checking that. No! That would have been a touchdown had he not felt like taunting. But it is very important to get
touchdown
inside
for
your
Jeff.
opponent's head and make them feel worthless. We now have a 21-7 game with just over a minute to play in the fourth quarter. This is going to need a massive comeback.
That's right, Navarro. I don't know if you know this, but you can only score 7 points per possession in the game of football. So Dan would need 2 of those plus some extra points to win.
You lost me around the part you started talking about math.
We have an interception here. I can't believe it.
There's an interception in the end zone,
That's right.
Ben-Pack.
It was almost a safety?
No,
I'm getting a no from our players.
No, I don't think that's how a safety works.
I thought if he got tackled in the end zone with possession, it was a safety, but I could be wrong.
Herman Moore diving into the end zone, stopping the clock, which is not actually really what Jeff wants to do, but I think he's just looking to dunk even harder on
right.
a spirited Dan Reichert.
And it's only game 1. This kind of emotional damage is sometimes hard to recover from. It's going to take an iron will, an iron stomach,
And also 3 more touchdowns to come back from this because it is now 28-7.
It's possible.
I'm hearing reports that it's impossible.
It's less possible.
You don't want to get sacked. That's just fundamentals.
That's right.
Damn it.
Close, but no cigar.
And folks, that's the game. Once again, Jeff Gerstmann has taken the victory over the lowly, useless, simply non-functioning Dan Reichert.
Now, Dan, you need to move because this is where we're going to interview the winner.
You should just go.
You just got to go.
You should go
I
and
usually play on the 64, and I didn't bring in my cartridge.
I believe
my
Buck
cartridge-
Buchanan
You
wore a
should leave right
78.
now.
I believe it was a 78. It was C.
Doing that sad noise.
Interviews are for closers. Get out of my sight. You don't get to win. You didn't win. You don't get to an interview. You go stand over there in the shame
A
corner.
little further.
Now, Ben,
you go.
take it to the winner, Jeff Gerstmann. Let's find out how he feels.
All right, Jeff. You know, you came in here as a clear favorite, and after a shaky first quarter, you kind of ran away with a lead. What was going through your mind there after quarter 2 of game 1?
Well, it's not really used to any kind of pressure playing the game. It's been a long time since I've really played, so pretty rusty there in that first quarter. So I just kind of had to take a step back there and kind of collect my thoughts. And once I'd done that, it just kind of started to fall into place. And from there, we really just started rolling and playing some football, just getting some football in there, and we just did a little football.
That's right. Now, was there anything you would have liked to see from your opponent there?
The last few times we met, contrary to what the opposition has said, he doesn't score too many of those games. There were bigger blowouts than this one, and I'd hope to maybe to kind of show the world that here. But he did manage to take advantage of some of my butterflies and jitters, and he got in there a couple of times, and that's even one time's too many when it comes to scoring. And we got in there and did a little football.
Now that we won, what are you gonna do?
I was gonna go get a Diet Pepsi out of the vending machine and drink it, and then I was probably gonna sit at my desk for a little while and ponder, the nature of my existence, and think more about football and see if anyone else wants to, maybe play, because it's a good game. You should play NFL Blitz. It's a good game.
Football. It's a good game. NFL Blitz. You should play it. It's a good game.
Truly scintillating words that shall reverberate through the halls of the Giant Bomb Football League for many, many, many years to come. Ben, with that, I think we are going to say goodnight. Thanks to everyone at home who's been watching. We'll see you next year.